I had to restart it.
Hello, everybody here today. Well, thank you for taking the time out of your days to help us celebrate our mother, grandmother, and family. Want this to be a celebration for her and her life and how she lived. She loved her family very dearly and loved her friends. Want to give a special thanks to Visions Hospice Home Health. They made it possible for her to be home and stay in the comfort of her own home in her last days. So, want to give a special thank you to Kathy, was there every day, Monday through Friday, cooking, cleaning, whatever mom's needs were. And, Mom grew to love her very much, and also Ginger for stepping in the end when she had two other nurses that kind of left. Anyway, both Kathy and Ginger were there for Dad in his last days, and so we as a family really grew to love them, and we feel a special connection. Also want to thank her friends from the board who visited her, spent time with her, visited, brought candy and treats and cookies. If you know my mom, she loved her candy and treats and sweets. She kind of had hiding places all over the house. Anyway, Manon, Ava, and their husbands, came about every Sunday and visited. She absolutely loved your visits and looked forward. Heidi and Danny and Paisley and Sawyer, they kind of adopted her as grandma. Kids called her Grandma Audrey. And they just made themselves at home, and she loved little kids and seeing them and being able to visit and be with them. So, Ava, you know where Ava is? She also painted Mom's fingernails. So that was always fun and fun treat for Mom. So we'll just kind of proceed with the program today. Ava Stainer is going to give the opening prayer. Uncle Larry is going to give the obituary, and he has a memory to share. That's right. Danny Lockmiller, did I do that right? Okay. He's going to sing a hymn, Each Life That Touches Ours for Good. And then we have Manon. Yates is going to read my life story. Mom took a writing class at some time, I'm not quite sure, but so I always kind of joked and said, Mom, you need to write your own obituary. Well, darn her, she did. She'd already done that. So I'm grateful that she spoke this in her own words and told her stories. So we've kind of shortened it up a little bit. Because it was quite long. And sometimes she repeated herself a little bit, but anyway, we appreciate that she did that for us. Then we're going to have a song by Paisley and Sawyer. They're going to sing Grandmother. So, and Elena, Mom's sister-in-law, is going to read the story of Audrey and Cal for us. And then we're going to have Kirk Woodbury sing Dancing in the Sky. And then we'll have a closing prayer. Thank you, everybody, for sharing this moment.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful opportunity we have to gather today and to remember our sleep loved one. Thank you for the opportunity that we have to come close to one another and share our worries, thoughts, and feelings. Thank you for the opportunity that all of us had to know of her and love her dearly, and that we may be able to celebrate her today. Thank you for the care and guidance and protection that you provided to everyone who was able to come today. And we hope that this feeling of love and peace will stay with us the rest of this day. As we say in this, and just Christ.
I'd like to thank Angie and for asking me to read this. She was truly a great sister, and after our 10 cents, I took the story that Audrey Peterson, 87, of Twin Falls, passed away peacefully at her home on August 16, 2023. Just I think I was about 2 hours when I was here. And when Angie called me the next morning, said, did you make my birthday or not? She said, no. She was born to Henry and Eliza Smith on October 4th, 1935. At 11, the family moved to Cary, where she would meet the love of her life. She married Calvin Peterson in Idaho Falls, Temple on July 21st, 1953. They did to our Falls purchase their first home. Audrey was a homemaker, the baker of the Lord, and did work at the Arca Service in Butte County Church Lives. They relocated to Bliss in 1986 after Cal retired. Afterwards, they moved to Jerome and finally Twin Falls. Audrey loved to sing. After moving to Magic Valley, she sang with melodies in Magic Valley Choral. Two survived our children, Angie, Wade, Jeff, and Abby. 10 grandchildren, 24 great-grandchildren, 5 great-great-grandchildren, her brother Larry and sister Marcia. She is preceded death by her husband Cal, her parents, a sister Nettie, brother Bill, 2 grandchildren, and a child. She will be greatly missed by her family and those whose lives she touched. The celebration of life will be held on Saturday after the 11 to 1 at the LDS Church on Caddo Island in Twin Falls. And when I got here and I seen the book that's folded out, I've never seen those pictures of her growing up. To backtrack a little bit, my parents had Nettie and Audrey in Twin Falls, and then they had saved enough money to buy a small farm in Cary. And then I think Audrey was born in 35, and my brother was born in 47. So 12 years later, they decided to start another family. I had 3 more kids. my oldest sister that passed away, she was married 3 months before before I was born. But I remember growing up that the times we spent, I don't know, because I have older parents, you know, there's not so much difference in our ages, but I remember about the time I was 4 or 5 years old, and if you don't believe me, I've got a picture here, I'll show you. If you want to look, I did have some hair back then. I remember my 2 sisters and put bobby pins in my hair and kind of curled it up. And I always remember after they moved to Arthur, they came. Audrey and just more than Arthur, visit mom and dad for a while and go back to them. I have a piece of her in my life now. I inherited her chair that she made and slept in most of the time. And it's quite comforting to know that she's still a part of me. But I'm thankful for her and the guidance. Just so many stories to remember of her and Cal's. This growing up, and I'm so glad Angie got these pictures. I'd never seen a lot of those. I didn't realize she was a basketball player. And all these pictures that they put together there, so it's good. But I'm thankful to have had her and my older sister and my brother in our lives. Now there's 2 of us left, so hopefully we'll be able to remember everybody and all the good times that we had. That's about all I was going to say, but I'm going to miss the good times we had with them. Hopefully that we'll all be able to meet her again sometime. Yeah, watch it.
I just wanted to, before we sing our lead cast, I wanted to let you know the words are in here. I haven't heard the song very much before, but it is a really pretty song and absolutely makes me think Roger's song.
Yeah, well, I can get closer. I just have to get closer. Is that better? I'll turn it. Is that? Each life that touches ours for good reflects thine own great mercy, Lord. Thou sendest blessings from above through words and deeds of those who love. What greater gift dost thou bestow? What greater goodness can be known than Christ-like friends whose gentle ways strengthen our faith, enrich our days? whose lives proclaim devotion to the Savior's name. Bless our days with peace and love. We praise thy goodness, Lord above. We praise thy goodness, Lord above.
Thank you for asking me to do this. It was really fun to read everything that Audrey had said. My life history by Audrey Peterson. My parents, Henry William Smith and Louisa Trippitt, were poor but hardworking people. They were born to sturdy pioneer stock. I love that she said that. None of them were well off, but all had worked hard. At a young age, both lost a parent. My mom was only 7 years old when her mother passed away from leukemia, and my dad was around 12 when he lost his father. Both families struggled, but while they didn't have much money, they always had a roof over their head and plenty of food. On March 14, 1931, Henry and Louisa married. They first lived with Grandma Smith, out on the ranch in Malta, where Dad's father had homesteaded with his sons. They moved to Twin Falls, Idaho in the middle of the Depression to find work. I was born in Twin Falls on October 4th, 1935, around 7 p.m., under the care of Dr. Drake, which was funny. My son and I were talking that he asked, "Do you know who the doctor was for me?" And I was like, "No, sorry, I don't remember." And he's like, "I just thought that was really funny that she knew that." My mother welcomed me into the world, as did my Grandma Smith and father. I was 10 pounds, if you can believe that. But amazingly, my father was 12 pounds. Growing up, my older sister Nettie Lou and I were both pretty independent and took care of ourselves. My mother worked nights and walked from 435 West to the Depot Grill. She was a hard worker and worked hard all her life. It was really hard during the Depression. I remember the first house we owned was at 835 4th Avenue West. It was a 2-story house with 4 rooms total and no bathroom. Our neighbors on the left of us were an old couple whose family name was Atkins. They were an old-fashioned and very nice couple. I used to go visit them a lot, and Mrs. Atkins would iron her clothes with those old-fashioned irons that she heated on the stove. We had an electric one, so I thought we were very lucky. I played in the street a lot, and when the ice man came, I always got a piece of ice to chew on. He had a horse-drawn ice wagon, which was fun. I also remember playing chicken when a car would come down the street. I would run across the street in front of them. I can't imagine what I thought I was doing. I think I learned that from Nettie. Nettie probably taught her and then didn't do it herself. That's what older sisters do. That's what mine would do. Eventually, Mom and Dad both started working nights at the electric bakery, so we were raised by babysitters. Back then, we called them hired girls, and they stayed with us all week. We had a wonderful older lady whom we called Grandma Pierce. I really loved her. She would stay all night and sleep with us. They all did. When Mom and Dad couldn't get help, they would send us to Malta on the bus. The bus driver would stop in front of the cheese factory where Grandma would be waiting for us. Her house was just down the street from where we were, so we would just walk to her house. I loved going to Grandma's house, and I dearly loved my grandma. She was the only sure thing in my young life. Grandma didn't have electricity back then, and instead of used coal oil lamps. I remember the strange images that were cast on the walls at night, and Grandma mending stockings using a light bulb to put in the sock. She also didn't have water in her house. There was an old windmill out in the corner of her front yard by the road, and a water trough to hold the water. Grandma used to wash the clothes on the washboard out on her front porch, and made a living by churning and selling, and doing laundry for others. She had a big barn out back, and she had chickens. I used to love to help her feed the chickens. Eventually, we moved to a house across the street from the Lincoln Elementary School, and not too long after, Grandma Smith came to live with us. I had just turned 6 years old when World War II began on December 7th, 1941. I have many memories of the war. I was baptized in November of 1943 at the age of 8 at the Twin Falls Tabernacle. 3 years after that, my grandma passed away. Mom and Dad had saved enough money to buy a ranch, so they sold our house and we moved to Cary, Idaho that April. I finished the rest of my school years in Cary. The schools were little one-room buildings. The class ahead of mine was large and ours was small, so we had to share the same teacher and the same room. It was fun and we had good teachers. In high school, we got to go to football and basketball games. The only work I got to do was help my mom in the house. She taught me how to make bread, and afterwards I took over making it. Eventually, I had a new little brother to tend to. Then the next year, and until I got married, I had to feed and milk cows and help in the hay. The balers in those days required 3 people, the tractor driver, a walker, and a tire. It was my job to tie the bales. I had always wanted a horse, and we got one while we lived in Cary. I learned to ride that summer, and it was my job to go up on the hill and get the cows every evening. I loved riding in the hills. But my favorite interest has always been singing. I started to sing with 2 friends in the 5th grade in Cary, and we sang as a trio from then on at just about every event in Cary, from church to funerals to rodeos, just about every event that took place in Cary, and in all the school functions, including the festivals. We went to Boise, Moscow, Albion, and sang for different events in Ketchum, Haley, and Bellevue. We pretty much sang at everything we could. I received my patriarchal blessing in 1952 from Brother Butler of Jerome, as Jerome was in the Blaine Stake at that time. I was also blessed to meet President David McKay on a youth trip when I was 17. He shook my hand, and he was the most beautiful man I had ever seen. He was so tall and handsome, and his hair was so white and wavy. I have never forgotten that experience. On July 21st, 1953, I was married to Calvin and Earl Peterson in the Idaho Falls Temple. We had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. Angela Marie, Wade Lamont, Jeffrey, and Abby. We moved to Arco, Idaho, and Calvin worked at the Idaho National Engineering and Environmental Laboratory. We stayed there for 31 years, though Cal had to work in other places some of the time, so we would move and then come back. One of the fun things Cal and I did together was join the Adam Busters Riding Club. We practiced our drill twice a week and put on the Adam Busters Rodeo in August. We would ride in parades all over and go to different events for riding clubs and participate in them. We also loved to go riding in the mountains and take the kids and camp out and really enjoyed the beauties and wonders of nature. After we started our family, I was asked to be secretary in the primary. Then I was a counselor and then president. Then I served as a teacher in just about every age group for the next several years. Then as a primary president again, I enjoyed my years in primary. After those callings, I was asked to be Relief Society teacher, a homemaking teacher, and a Relief Society executive secretary. I never worked outside of my home until 1965 when my parents moved to Arco and started a restaurant and bakery. Then I worked a little until my 3 kids were in school. I learned the bakery business and worked there for 12 years. When my folks sold the cafe and bakery, I worked at a convenience store for a couple of years. Then in 1986, I moved to Bliss to work at my parents' new restaurant. When my father died in October of that year, Mom turned the restaurant over to my sister and her husband, and the convenience store over to me. I ran that for 5 years before my sister and her husband bought it from our mother. After that, I spent 2 more years working at the Forest Service in Buell, and then I retired. It was August of 1996 when we sold our place in Bliss and bought a home in Jerome, where we resided until we moved to Twin. In conclusion, I guess I have had a pretty good life. Cal and I will celebrate our 48th wedding anniversary on July 21st, and we will have lived in Jerome for over 5 years. I can honestly say that I have liked living here better than anywhere else I have lived. I love Jerome and the 4th Ward. She didn't finish the part where she came to Twin, and Angie asked me to talk a little bit about my visits with her, and I was lucky enough to be, what was called her visiting teacher and then minister for almost the last 10 years, and I fell in love with Audrey and Calvin the first time I went to visit them, and so I spent a lot more time with them than probably, was necessary because I loved them. And so I would take cinnamon rolls and brownies and rolls with honey butter over so that I could just hang out with Audrey, and she would trade me those sweets for candy bars that were tucked in her recliner. So we traded sugar fixes, and we would eat, and so when Angie had told me that they had cameras there so they could make sure she was safe, I was like, oh my gosh, you would see how many candy bars I have eaten in one sitting, and it was a lot. I remember I stayed there one time, I don't know, I spent probably 2 hours with Miss Audrey one day, because we were just chatting about Cary, because I grew up in Cary where they had lived, and she knew my grandparents, and my husband was from Malta, so we had that connection, and so we were talking about Cary and different things, and she was talking to me about all her kids, so I know all y'all, because she talked about y'all all the time, and I told Larry that I know about you two, because she talked about you, and I think I probably ate 10 of those mini candy bars, and I was really sick when I left, but I sure enjoyed it while I was there. And so then when Angie had said, yeah, we just went in, we're worried about Mom, I was like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing. And I thought, I took the candy wrapper so she didn't know, but hopefully she didn't see. Because Audrey and I could pack those things away when we were talking. It's just, it's like the Pringles can, it's one serving. When you hit the bottom and you realize, well, I ate the whole thing. And so we just had some good conversations, and she gave some really good advice. And I would talk to her about my kids when I was having struggles with them, and she just gave some great advice. And she just radiated sunshine and light, and she just loved. And she loved all of you so very much, and she talked about all of you all the time. And I learned to love all of you through her, because she had such love for her family and friends, and it exuded every time I was around her, because she would be talking about one of you, and I talked on the phone to this person, and they're doing this, and oh, I just love them, and it just was a blessing for me to be able to be in her life, and I am grateful for that, and will carry her love with me for the rest of my life. So, thank you for allowing me to do that.
I don't know. I am. I'm a crier.
This is the story of Audrey and Cal, or Audrey and Goose, in Audrey's.
There? Okay. These are Audrey's words, and I'm going to read it as she wrote it. I know we met when I was in the 4th grade and Goose was in the 5th. I had just moved to Cary from Twin Falls. My dad and mother had purchased the Dave Baird farm, and it was 1 mile west of town across from my Uncle Warren's place. I was a shy little girl, and the country and one-room schoolhouse, shy little city girl, and the country and one-room schoolhouse was a whole new ballgame for me. I really didn't get to know kids too much that year because there was only 1 month of school and then we were out for the summer. They were Calvin, of course, and everyone called him Goose. That was even more stupid. I thought, she says, just about everyone had a nickname and that was a new one for me. Mrs. Blanche Phillips was our teacher. She was very thin and very tall. I didn't think she was very pretty, but she was really nice. I have to describe the schoolhouse. As I said, it was one room and there was a cloakroom on either side of the foyer as you walked in, one for the boys and one for the girls. The big room with about 4 or 5 rows of desks for the 4th grade and about 3 rows for the 5th grade. We faced east and the teacher's desk was up front. I'm glad she knew it was east. I wouldn't know. I'm directionally challenged. To the back, there was a great big potbelly stove. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And the teacher's desk was up front. Okay, pocket. Behind there was a little stage we didn't seem to ever use. There were 3 more little schoolrooms just about facing the old high school. They contained all the elementary classes except the 1st grade, I think. And I don't know why, but she says it was in the basement of the big school. So why 1st grade got put in the basement, I don't know. It even had a school bell on top. I don't think they rang it, but they might have. I believe the next year we were all back in the same school building. Only this year I was in 5th grade and Goose was in the 6th. I never did get over calling him that. I call him that to this day. All our friends get used to it and they all think it's a strange name. But they sure do like him. He can't remember much of me except I was a little red-headed, freckle-faced girl with braids. And I was with Carol Cook and Ida Payne a lot. But there were only 26 of us all together in our room. Mrs. Livingston was the teacher that year. She was newly divorced and moved back to her parents. She had a darling little girl about 5 years old with long blonde ringlets. She got pneumonia that winter and died, which would be tough for kids to handle. We all went to the funeral as a class. My Uncle Horace, Aunt Dot, and my cousins Dolores and Ruth May moved to Cary that same spring and bought a farm on Silver Creek. Also, my dad's brother Elmer and his wife Lillian, their 3 kids, LeVar, Leland, and Carol is a boy. That's probably why he always went by CG. Moved down on Silver, okay. After that, Aunt Lillian taught school at Cary until I moved years later. We shared a lot of holiday dinners and Dad and Uncle Elmer helped each other do the harvesting. I got to help bale hay, so I had a lot of contact with my cousins. I thought they were the only ones I had. I had 7 more, but we never got to see them too often because they lived in northern Idaho. We went to school in those one-room school buildings until we were in the 8th grade. I remember Buddy, Larry, and all the rest of the upper classmates were always giving the teachers grief. They were spitting spitballs on the ceiling,
putting 22 shells in the potbelly stove for garlic. Oh dear. They put tacks on the teacher's chairs and also varnished her seat, so when she sat down, it ruined her dress. After the older class went to 9th grade and on to high school, I don't remember too much about Bruce until I was in high school and I noticed him playing football. He got kind of cute and thought a lot of himself. But he wasn't paying attention to me, and I wasn't paying attention to him yet. The first time I remember thinking about him at all was one night at riding club practice when he was driving around in a car he claimed to be his own. I think it was his twin brothers. He saw me sitting on the bleachers watching and came over to ask if I wanted to go for a ride. I said I'd have to ask my mom, and to my surprise, she said yes, so I had to go. He took me for a ride, and Alan Eldridge was with us. After a while, he stopped the car and put his arm around me. He was already experienced, it seemed. Then after a while, he kissed me. Alan just sat there and didn't say anything. I hadn't ever been kissed like that before, but I really liked it. Then he took me back and let me out of the car and walked around a bit as he was pulling out, my dad said, now remember these are Audrey's words. Well, this is actually Grandpa Smith's words. Her dad said, he sure is a cocky little bastard. I had never heard my dad say anything about any of the kids like that, so I never forgot it. Anyway, that experience left me with thoughts of Poos from then on. He hardly even gave me a thought. One time after a football game, he took my hand and walked me all the way back to the school, just enough teasing to keep me on the hook. It wasn't until I was a junior that he began to take me serious and started dating me. I thought by then I could live without him. Then out of the blue, he asked me if I would go to church with him. That is the only thing he could ask me, and I couldn't turn down. Those were the magic words. He came and took me to church every week after that. For my birthday that year, he got me a pretty rhinestone necklace and earring set, and for Christmas, he bought me a tool-bladed purse. He wrote his name on it with an ink pen. He always wanted his name on everything. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes. So we planned on getting married on June 17th. It turned out to be July 21st, 1953. I was 3 months old at that time. We were married in the Idaho Falls Temple for time and eternity. We had 4 children, Angela Marie, Wade Lamont, Jeffrey Calvin, and Abby Michelle. We have 7 grandchildren and 6 great-grands, and expecting 3 more this summer, including twins. How old are those twins now?
21.
We will celebrate our 49th anniversary on the 21st of July, 2002. This summer. We were privileged to sponsor the family reunion this year, and we are having it in Jerome. I hope we have a wonderful turnout. The weather promises to be good, and hopefully we will have our whole family together for the first time in 10 years. Yeah, I remember being a young, newly married girl away from my parents my mother for the first time. And Audrey kind of had a way of not letting you dwell on things. Come on, anyway, I love the way she accepted me. And one thing that my kids have remarked on is who in the family now is going to pinch you under your chin? Because if you sat by her, she was always a doing that. But my favorite recent memory was when Angie called and said, hey, get down here. And we were going to go through her closet because she wanted me to have some of her clothes. I didn't really need them, but I went down. Well, she didn't want to be left out of the fun. So she was in her bed, and Abby and Angie and I were in the bedroom going through things, and I ended up taking my shirt off. So there I am in my unders and we're trying to close on and off, and here she's saying, yep, that one's okay. No, not that one. And then there was another one, she says, well, this shirt will be a sexy one for Larry. But some of them, she just knew she was gonna wear again. But I will treasure that memory forever, and this is one of her dresses. And I love her, and I love the way it fits, and I love the way I feel when I wear it.
I can't be excluded from this club. So I'll tell you, I have been down memory lane today because I too was born and raised in Cary. Who knew, right? And I think Nettie and my mom were like best friends. And then I moved to Mackey when I was 12 years old. And by then, the Smiths had moved to Arco and opened the Royal Bakery. And that was the place in Arco to go. And Louisa was the best baker in the world. Everybody loved her stuff. And us high school kids would hang out down there and be menaces. And she was so fun because if you deserved it, she'd run you off. Anyway, that family, I've never been very far from them. I've been in the shadows of the Smiths and the Petersons my whole life, somewhere in the background. I'm right between Wade and Jeff. Wade's just older than me and Jeff's just younger than me. So, in fact, me and Jeff shared a car once. I had a 68 Roadrunner and Jeff bought it from me a long time ago. Anyway, so thanks for the memories. I think this was Stephanie's idea. Okay. Anyway, I'd never heard it before and I had to learn it, so it may be a little choppy, but it's called Dancing in the Sky. And I already forgot the words. Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Is the sun shining bright forever? And your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you dance in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice. I've been heading since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art? Is there adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like anything good is missing since you left. And here you're saying is fine. I hope the angels know they have. I bet it's some nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
Before we have the prayer, I just want to thank everybody for their participation and what a wonderful tribute to our mom today. Want to give the Peace Society a vote of thanks for putting this all together, providing a meal for us, and we really appreciate that.
Before we do the prayer, can we maybe hear your response longer, like, when I'm a child, or something, you really want to have more. Anybody that would like, maybe we just don't want to, She's ready. Yeah, we're gonna wait just a second. Very patient, she's saying, my turn. Who's seen the first one?
Our Father in heaven, we're so very grateful to gather together to celebrate our wonderful Audrey and all of the love that she has shared with us, the examples and lessons that we've learned. We're so very grateful for this opportunity to meet together and to remember her and to carry her memory on with us. Help us to be more like her, to be loving and funny and all the wonderful things that she is. We're grateful for all those who have helped to put this together for us and that have brought food, and ask you to please bless it to strengthen their strength. Please keep us safe as we travel home, and that we can keep sharing Audrey's memories with each other, and be open and loving and forgiving and helpful. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
on mute. But yeah, I'm actually here now. So you can, like, this zooms it in and out. So you can do that. If it's out of focus, just hit this, focus. So yeah, just kind of zoom it around. Say, hey, here's these guys here. Do you remember them? You can see it down there. She can actually type in. I think she can type in her stuff. Anyway, yeah. And then this is all.
Young one. So I have a mic on my collar. I know that too with me.
Amazing.
I already did. This little lady right there, right? The first people I did. That's actually why you're not here. Okay, see, there's Wade.
Oh, did she get on
There's
the Zoom?
Jeff, you see?
Did she get up? She's on Zoom. Are you learning? Oh, geez, I didn't recognize you. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that I have to speak.
All right, Mark. You get better and quick, okay?
Yes.
Good. How are you? Yeah. Not so little.
Mom said, hi, Jeff. Thank you so much. Hi, Wade. Okay, yep, and there's a little squawker.
Hey, Marcia.
Oh, look, she's a thumb sucker, too.
Yeah. Reagan's so sick. Yeah, I was just sick.
I don't know.
No, we've been shopping at
Oh, really?
Peterson's.
No, I did not.
That's just where we got our attire.
Well, I did something. Sorry. Where? Oh, wait. I need help.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Audrey.
How are you?
Oh, good. How are you? Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it unblurred yet?
Yeah.
Okay. I know, but I don't know how to. I can't use this hand, so I can't something. Let me go get the guy that does
Can't wait. I know. It's all right. You get
Yeah, I keep thinking about you once in a while when I get this big conference.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Jeff is like, yeah, that's my house. They live, I go by their house every day to go to work. Uh-huh. They live in Truro.
It was fun for a while, but it's old.
Well, and the older you get, the harder it is.
Yeah.
No, we got it.
Oh, you got it?
No, they were not here.
Keep up with snow last year.
That's okay.
Damn it, you know, keep shit.
Never seems to stop.
No, we're gonna go let our dogs out. They've been in since early this morning or earlier, so we gotta go let them out or we're gonna have a problem.
You take care. Good seeing you.
See you. Thanks for coming.
No, you're doing great. But she says, thank you so much for doing this for me. She has.
So this ring here is the you don't want to touch this front one. But if it does that, you just hit the exit button and then just hit this button. Or you can even point at what you want it to focus on. So you can zoom in, like you zoom into here, and then just grab it and it'll focus on it. If it zooms in accidentally, if you accidentally do that, just hit the exit and then drag that.
What's your ring on? 10 second delay. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a
Oh, yeah, so you're on the phone. Sorry, He's for daddy.
They're cute. Well, sometimes they do.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Stephanie
Had such beautiful
That's
hair.
Stephanie right there.
Just like that. I love it.
These two against the front.
It's darling.
Yeah. So these two that are down here, you see the little bumper. So who is Brandon? Brandon, sorry. These are his kids and his wife. Yes. Yes. And then, yeah, the other one she has me for each different. The one that you said is Kennedy. So, no, she's not fired. This guy, yeah. Granddaughter. Yeah, she was the one that had granddaughter. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where. That's one The lady in the yellow blouse is Heidi. Yes. I have
Your turn now.
The last time we just got. I remember. He had all those ideas and she showed you the artists.
I did. I got 3 of the other stuff. So that was Minion Games. Okay, I have 3 of them. So that was Minion Games. Yeah. You hear me? That lady was Minion Notes. Life story. Oh, okay.
Even if you.
Audrey,
Where's that microphone?
I was born here in the fall. In 435.
Yeah.
Only till I was almost 10 years old. My parents, the war was over there, and the parents, my parents, Audrey, and we moved up here right. My parents lived in a bakery at night. And we used to go over there and visit the evening. And a lot of times I had a lot of fun that early days. Watching the decorations, all the people were in there. It was all the luxury days. With more, all my anyway, we used to go there and meditate, like dark. And so, I ended up going to the prayer hall. And I was lay out one little box. And they had, when they got off all the work done, they had me all over there.
You ate all the marks?
Oh, I remember, I had a girl her name was Kathleen Eagle, and we had a lot of time. We used to go to the city park, and walk there. And we go over there and play a lot, and have to learn that part.
All wax. You can get started. You have enough. I have one. Mom, I have one.
That whole jar. I'm really enjoying this because I want my wife likes
Like how you eat the flesh, then it's usually wax. That's strictly
Put him down on the ground
Your part.
Yeah, I'm just Matt Green today. Look for a while.
All they're doing is there was a singer. I finally blew one. It was in my ass. And I
It's basically the McDonald's I love that. I love
He just stays right That helps. Same thing. This has 18. Is that
She's in she's up there helping. You know, her dad remarried. And his new wife had her own house. And so they're selling it, so they're doing a big yard sale.
I love you.
She's there. Well, she didn't come to counseling either, did she? No, we really are married.
And she always goes, whatever.
You know? Did you just say agriculture?
How are you?
He's got good eggs.
No, that's you, so. Oh, that's definitely so. I'm actually do this black and then run. That's what we have.
So she had a graduate.
He stops by our house.
See you next time.
So you're good. I'm much nicer. You are. How long does it take you?
Marcia, I don't know how far or close I gotta be, but I hope you're doing good. I hope your back's feeling all right.
I need that. Hey, Marcia. Okay, just a minute. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm pulling you up.
Where is he? I'll find him.
You ain't ever gonna tell me that short.
Brandon. You're supposed to go over there so Marcia can talk to you. It's okay.
I think you might have. No. You're gonna pull one?
Yeah.
Kinsey, to go say hi on the camera. Oh, hi. Oh, okay. All right, good there. Say hi, Aunt Marcia.
You gotta do it longer than that.
Hi, Aunt Marcia.
I don't even know if she can see you.
Hi, sister.
Hi. There, I jumped.
Oh, okay.
Step on a crack and it'll break Marsha's back.
I said that now.
Yeah, because her back is.
Don't get it.
William told you no more.
All day.
Mom, can you Did you get your stuff? No, I need to talk to
Just sitting in the car, it's in the trunk.
I think it's in your blood.
So, yeah.
No, I'm not stealing.
Oh, he does?
I thought it was bad. I went to China. Oh, I know. They meant swimsuits.
Only if I go up with you. How do you get there?
Are we ready here?
Like October.
Or 20.
That's what. Hold it.
I think so. They were being able to hard, but they were They're like, Grandma. I did it, I thought they were there. I thought that they were just. Oh! She was yelling at me all the time when Liam was just like,
No, I did well.
Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you.
Is that still on?
Yeah, I think so.
We did.
Safe travels.
Do they come to the house?
Okay, I got this stuff. Did you guys get this stuff? Dylan, did you talk?
Oh, then we can leave it up.
She just wants to see that. Let's take
Hey, stay right there. Stay right there.
Who's that?
That's you guys. Well, it is going to be you. Look,
Do you have the keys still, sweetie?
for the car?
Yes. Did you get them out of my coat pocket?
No, not yet. I'll go grab them.
Okay, let's go say hi to our great Aunt Marcia. Hi, Marcia.
Oh, here we go.
Assuming we can't hear you, but we're sorry you couldn't be here. That's too bad. But here's Liam. We're all here. We all made it. Say hi. Hi. And then this is Chloe. Chloe, say hi to Great and Marcia.
Oh, actually, you know what? She can't hear you guys. There we go.
Oh, she can't?
But now she can.
Oh, now she
I'm
can.
so sorry. So start over.
See how you are.
I'm so sorry. Here, I'll give that to you.
Say hi to Great Aunt Marcia.
That's Liam.
Say hi.
Chloe.
And then
Where'd
Audrey,
you
come
go?
here.
Oh, you're hiding, little miss. Hi. And where'd your son go again? He disappeared.
Ryan, come here. Say hi to Great Aunt Marcia.
So
Hi,
he goes-
camera. Hi, Great Aunt Marcia. How are you? This is my aunt. The camera.
Yeah.
Great aunt.
Yeah.
Camera?
She's on the other side of the camera.
She had back surgery on Monday, so
She
she
couldn't
couldn't
make
come.
it. And we're so sorry that she couldn't make it. That's very
Like
unfortunate.
she is.
And we miss her and we're sad that she couldn't be here.
Look at this, Mama. He likes me.
Huh? Wait, 1 second. Stop that computer. I'm looking at the computer right now, bro.
All right, Mom, we're shutting it off. Love you. I'm gonna go home and get things
Okay.
done.
Bye.
Bye.
You've met her before, but you're like, why do I have her?
Right? Just all this time. Okay. You can't leave this room. Okay? I'm tired of doing laps around this building. You're not watching me, you're just staying in this room. Hey. No. There's a barrier. There's a barrier.
You know, working on construction. When the job
Always run bends
hours. So, when he lost his job that year,
You're too far.
he got a job.
The little ones are mine, but, okay,
Right there.
I'm
And
What's he doing?
so we made sure. And we were there.
I'm about ready to go to a kid.
It was several months. And then when he was still.
Where's your
And, we are there for all the years.
If we're still live, I'm saying hello.
Guess
Yes. I mean,
She's showing me your coat. They're literally hanging out her coat. I would have brought it to you later, but she didn't want to wear them. Yeah, I don't blame her. I like them. That's my
like she said for you guys. How you doing? Not too bad yourself. I'm doing all right. How's the back?
What you're going for, Brian? Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. They were present, yeah, but not available. They were, I mean.
You know what? This is the deep.
All right, well, they better.
You know,
Do you need some candy for the road?
no, I do not think it's other anymore. I don't like.
No,
That's enough.
no, look. It's not a diet. That's what she told me.
I will too. Debating on whether to do this first or last. My wife's thing is green and green now. And some bits, I know my favorite is last year.
That's delicious.
Just like putting maple syrup on your salad.
I know, like that.
Yeah, that's what's.
Yeah, that's good. But it's gotta be like soup.
Yeah, I'm doing the same way. So like,
Yeah, and then
what's
they're like,
the
"Why
point,
are you
right?
making eggs?" And I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
you're the only person.
It's just,
My entire friend. I'm sorry.
it's just me.
It was nice to meet you, and your song was I loved it.
Yeah.
No, she can't.
Well, it's like, and then I just reverted to just, I was like, well, it's just like they were ready. So I'll just adjust it. I was like, maybe Steph's driving and she just doesn't.
Okay, you show you don't have to, but it's when you
I don't write it. I want to stop so that it goes. You need to write it, stop.
you don't really want to go when they're like almost down
Calm down.
Wait, where are you
That's big, that's big,
all 30 pounds.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
I was like, that's not.
You don't do it.
Stop eating candy. Didn't get sugar. I kind of want to.
No more
candy.
No, they're not at the hotel anymore. They gotta go home and go to get.
We don't let them go. You didn't say.
Here's your coat.
Mom has it.
Okay. Well, it's nice to see you, Hazley.
Come back. Hey.
Stop her.
Hazy, we're in here.
I love her, but
They're leaving.
You want that too?
Yeah.
Get over here, yeah. See you. One time. It happens.
We did, we can do it. Winter water.
No, they're going back. And we can, we're gonna see you.
Yeah, she go with grandma. Do you have her number? You might as well go get the
Nice to
coffee.
meet you. And you are? Okay.
Because that way I could get into the home.
Did you So I don't mean to interrupt you, Mom. I just wanted to say hi. Good job. It's good to see you.
Oh my gosh. Just take out the trunk and treat. There's supposed to have a lot of donuts in it, there's a lot too, but I would have to do one Well, so where do they lay a flat? We put half of them away, all the business. No, that one's chairs. Perfect. Okay. You got it, do you help? Yeah, I think I need to two one way and another way. From like falling all over. Okay. And if we bring them over to you, we'll put them on. We'll do it that way. And then I think the round tables go in through the kitchen into the.
Yes.
Do they have a cart?
I think so. But, it might be fast.